Now, welcome to another Let's Talk Some Star Wars with Thor and Naboo. This time we're going to take a look at the results of that poll that asked you, who's Marrok?
First off, I kind of objected that the poll did not include my theory.
Clonican?
Yeah, when you told me you put a poll up about who Marrok was, I was really excited. And then when I looked at the poll and realized my theory wasn't on there, I was very disappointed.
I only get 4 options if I put pictures, and I felt compelled to put pictures. Sorry.
Just so
I could have gone text and included Clonican.
I think you did this on purpose.
Maybe. It's a conspiracy. All right, so let's take a look at those results, huh?
Yep, looks like the results overwhelmingly, 60%, say that Marrok is just Marrok. Bum, bum, bum.
No one's agreeing with the Clonican.
Only 5% think he is Ezra. I agree that it's not Ezra.
I think there's about a 5% chance or less, yeah.
20% say Starkiller, and 15% say somebody else that we know.
Like a clone of Anakin. But we don't really know a clone of Anakin, so does it fit in there?
No, because you didn't give him his own slot.
I should have.
You should have. I mean, I think it came out in a recent interview that I read somewhere that they said that Sam Witwer kind of forgot he was even in Ahsoka because his role is so minor.
Yes, I think he did say something like that, which tends to imply if he was playing Starkiller.
Or Marrok.
Or Marrok. Or no, actually, if he was playing Marrok, he might have forgotten that he was playing Marrok.
No.
But if he was playing Starkiller, a role that, I don't know, he's kind of famous for, he might remember that.
Yeah.
Or he could be just playing us. It sounds like a Sam Witwer thing. So did these results surprise you, or about what you expected then? Because I think they're about what I expected.
A little surprising to me, but that's because you didn't put my answer.
Yeah, well, sure. I think these...
I think the Marrok is just Marrok is an interesting fact, but I don't think Dave Filoni would squander the opportunity to jam another one of his characters in.
Wow.
Or some crazy plot twist.
I don't think that's where the crazy plot twist will be.
He's going to take off his helmet. It's actually going to be the Grand Inquisitor. He's still alive.
It's going to be Maul.
Stabbed in the stomach. Nothing. Dropped down a hole into an exploding thing. He's good.
It's Maul.
It's not.
We didn't see Obi-Wan actually bury him, I guess, or burn him, or whatever he did to the body. He came back shortly thereafter. All right, let's get rid of the stupid, crazy thoughts and move on to the comments, huh?
Or I'm probably going to have more stupid, crazy thoughts.
Well, you will, but I mean, my stupid, crazy thoughts, let's put it into them.
Our top-rated comment comes from Tate Carrillo. After hearing his voice, I think Marrok is just a cool action figure guy.
Yep.
Too bad his action figure isn't cool.
It's a little too rusty.
The rust doesn't look like rust is the problem. It just looks like paint globs.
Well, that's what it is. It's Hasbro. Like, what did you expect? Like, actual...
Not quality.
Well, then you got what you
Questionable
expected.
quality.
I tend to agree that Marrok is just Marrok. He is cool action figure guy. That is maybe the best way to put it, and why this is probably the
But I want explanation of why an Inquisitor is still around.
You may get something like that.
Shouldn't he be really, really good if he's still around?
He goes toe-to-toe with Ahsoka. Did you see what Seventh Sister and Fifth Brother did with Ahsoka?
Did you see what Maul did to them?
Yeah, exactly my point. Like, they are not worthy. Now, if this new Inquisitor, if Marrok here, is going toe-to-toe with Ahsoka, and Ahsoka, after she's had even more years of becoming Ahsoka, it's impressive. I think we know why his armor is rusted, because he has been around for a long time.
Yeah, he's worn that armor out.
Exactly.
Next from Garrett the Viking. For everyone saying that Marrok's voice being modulated is proof that he is a known character, let me remind you that Inquisitors with helmets almost always have modulated voices, like Seventh Sister, an Inquisitor from Tales of the Jedi, and Second Sister, and I think Marrok is just Marrok.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a clue.
But at the same time, doesn't Dave know that if you tote around a character with a helmet on, and you make him seem all mysterious, that everyone's going to wonder who he is?
Well, what is the alternative? Having him, like, introduce himself at the beginning of the first episode? Like, hello, I'm Marrok.
They could have just not had a helmet on him. Or had an open-faced helmet like some of the other Inquisitors.
They just wanted him to be cool.
If you just straight up showed us who he was,
it goes back to the first comment. Cool action figure guy was the point. I just think Star Wars fans have a tendency to look for clues where none exist, or to think something is a clue. Look what happened with the whole Rey's parents thing.
Yeah, we found out who they were.
No, but my point is, after The Force Awakens, people were looking for clues in all the wrong places. Like, oh, she has an accent, so she must be Kenobi's granddaughter. Like, it doesn't work that way.
But it should.
My point is, does Filoni know that the fan base can overreact? Yes, but what was he supposed to do to, like, Like, is he supposed to wink and nod at the camera, like literally?
Give him an
Tell them, "I am a
open-faced
new
helmet,
character"?
though, like Fifth Brother had.
But they want him to be cool and mysterious. They can want a new character to be mysterious, is my point. Not
yes,
just
but if he's mysterious to no point, then it's not very much of a mystery.
We don't know that, do we? We got 5 episodes left to see.
But you just said Marrok is Marrok. And
Yeah,
if Marrok is nobody, then why bother making him mysterious?
Because he still has a story.
But
clearly, with his rusted armor, he's been around for a while. No, I agree. We don't really have time for all that. So, which is why Marrok is just Marrok. We might get a brief sort of explanation or something, but I don't know that we have the time. And I think some comments point that out as well. Let's move on.
Next from Tipsy Spinda. While I'd love to see Starkiller again, I feel it would be a great disservice to his character for Marrok to be Galen Marrok. Also, there's no way Dave Filoni would disrespect Ezra, his own creation, so badly as to have him fall to the dark side off screen. Marrok is just Marrok. I'm calling it now.
I wouldn't totally put it past him to have Ezra, maybe not dark side, but to have some issues.
Right, but I agree that he wouldn't have that happen off screen.
No, I don't think he's come back. It would be so kind of anticlimactic to have this. We've had years since the epilogue of Rebels. We've been wondering, where is Ezra? Are they going to find him? What's he going to be like? Turns out he came back years ago and found some Inquisitor armor and has just been working for...
You mean he has been an Inquisitor, killing Jedi? Yeah, that sounds like Ezra.
We don't know that he has been an Inquisitor. We don't know how long
that
ago
is
he came back.
well-worn armor, remember?
Yeah, but he could have found it on he could have killed an Inquisitor and took it from him.
Why would he want to run around looking like an Inquisitor?
Isn't that a great question? That's one of the big problems with it. And why does he want to go get Thrawn back?
I know Ezra likes helmets and all, but this is not the way.
You just gave evidence to support the Ezra theory,
I did
actually.
Not.
No, I think you did. No, my biggest issue is, like, what is he trying to accomplish? If that is Ezra Bridger, what is he doing right now?
Mm-hmm. He can just call the Purgle and go get Thrawn. He doesn't need to help find this map and do this convoluted way to it.
Yes, that is my biggest issue. And why is he trying to get Thrawn back? Why doesn't he go to Ahsoka and Sabine and say, "Hey, I found some things out about Thrawn. We should totally go get him back."
That would make
Why
more
is he
sense.
like the bad guy wearing the bad armor? I don't know. Who knows?
Next comment from Empanova. I think he's an early opponent for Ahsoka to keep Balon out of the way while Shin clashes with Sabine. Ezra is just about the only one for who there is any foreshadowing in the series itself, and his presence would be a major plot hole and completely derails his character development.
Yeah, I think Balon is the end boss, and Marrok is the pre-boss.
See, but you need an end boss of the season.
Yeah, that's Balon.
That's Balon?
Yeah, because obviously Thrawn is just going to come back and do his shenanigans. He's not going to be
he's got other things to do.
Yeah, he's not going to be defeated, and he's going to get a win, but I don't think it's like a direct win over like Ahsoka or anything like that. He's just going to come back. So Balon is probably the kind of the end boss, though we've already seen in the trailers them clashing, so maybe not. Or she could lose that fight and have to come back later. And
what if she finishes him off in the next episode?
That's not impossible.
And then Shin just goes on with Morgan.
Not impossible, but I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know that we have the time to really fully give us a good version of Starkiller in this, to give us something we can really appreciate.
No, that would cheapen it. Just Easter egg for Easter egg's sake.
Yeah, that's not how I want Starkiller brought back. I don't think that's how anybody wants Starkiller. You think...
That's why he's Clonican.
You think Sam Witwer would have come back just to, like, do 2 lines? Be like,
yes, please, just respect my character. Yeah, no.
Exactly.
Next comment from IWooXM3XC. I actually think the reason Mark is around is because Thrawn, or Morgan, needs a contingency against Balon and Shin, in case they rebel against him or refuse his orders. Marrok basically does the same things as Balon and Shin. In the first few episodes, they deploy Marrok to do something Balon probably and definitely could accomplish himself. It kind of reminds me of James Gunn's Suicide Squad, where Peacemaker and Bloodsport have the same abilities, but they have 2 different end goals in their mission. And in the end, I think Marrok will be ordered to betray Balon and Shin.
Yeah, I think that's the weird part. Is like, there's some redundancy here.
How many Jedi-type people do you need to do the same jobs?
Yeah, like you have Balon and Shin and they're a team, and clearly they work well together, Master Apprentice, and you would think, okay, well, on the good guy side, we got Ahsoka and Sabine, Master Apprentice, like, we got, like, overlap here with Marrok.
Well, this comment actually makes a lot of sense to me, because think about it. When Balon and Shin were by themselves, she's like, well, why do we need Thrawn? He goes, some want him for this and that, and he was like, we're after power. Like, they want Thrawn... so that they can become stronger for who knows what reason.
Yeah.
So why not have someone like Marrok there who can get rid of them because they could compromise Thrawn's grand goals?
Yeah, but I guess the question then is, how do you know Marrok is going to be loyal?
Because
I don't
Marrok is
disagree
probably
with you.
more loyal to the Empire than to runaway Jedi type people.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the comment, and I agree with you that it does seem that Marrok is, again, he's kind of redundant, and he could be there to keep Balon and Shin, or at the right moment betray them because they know Balon and Shin are going to betray them. I don't know. Very strange that we have, again, kind of that extra character, it feels like.
Next comment from Rivelaw. The thing I fear most is the backlash if it turns out to be nobody, like Rey's parents. It's Broom Boy. It's his Broom Boy's father.
I was going to say Broom Boy shouldn't be born
It's Broom
yet,
Boy's
but,
father of Broom Boy.
I don't know that there'd be too much backlash, because I don't
little.
think... I mean, sure,
When
some,
Snoke
because...
turned out to be nothing at the time, and they've been backpedaling this whole time trying to make him into something because everyone's mad.
Yeah, but Snoke was, like, featured. I don't know that Marrok has really been, like, featured. Like,
I think he's been featured a bit. In the trailer, I feel like he's been kind of cool.
My point is, like, Snoke was the top dog of the First Order. He is this kind of big, badass Force user, and we kind of wanted to know who he is. Like, Marrok is just... He can wield a lightsaber. He's got some skills. He goes toe-to-toe with
But I've
Ahsoka.
been super interested in Marrok this whole time.
I'm not saying you can't be super interested, but I don't know that it would be like kind of the same like level of backlash. I think you'd have some disappointment, but if people are going to be like genuinely upset that Marrok isn't Starkiller or whatever, that's expecting a lot when maybe you shouldn't have expected much of anything necessarily.
I will expect it to be something because I don't think Dave would pass up this opportunity.
I don't know that he sees it as an opportunity. You're assuming he kind of has to put someone in there where he's been kind of criticized for that a lot, right? Like, one of the biggest gripes or complaints against Dave Filoni is he always uses his own characters and too much.
Do you think he's shaking in his boots right now? If he made Marrok nobody but Marrok, do you think he's concerned at this point because all of the fan theories, everyone out there is asking, who is Marrok?
Yes.
There's a lot of buzz around who this Inquisitor is. And if he made him nobody, do you think he's like at home going, oh crap? I mean, he's like writing some Disney comic back stuff to be like, here, we got to make Marrok into somebody because he's no one.
I think he has some level of fear to that because sometimes fans just go with things that you don't expect. I mean, obviously, I'm not Dave Filoni. I don't get the views that Ahsoka did, but I've done fan fictions, and sometimes you get surprised at what people grasp onto that you didn't really intend anything. It happens. I've told the D&D story before, like, and I'm sure it's happened to DMs out there. Like, you give a kind of a minute detail just to add some flavor, and they just go with that. Like, oh, that must mean something because he mentioned that. So, I'm sure he might be, if Marrok is nobody, he might be like, oh boy, they're going to be disappointed. But as long as he's still cool, as long as he serves his purpose in the story, I think people will be all right in the end.
All right, final comment from Neil. Naboo got me on the Clonikin train. That's fact right there. Top comment. I don't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, there are some believers.
I think Clonikin has so much emotional payoff and adds to what I feel like is the theming of parts of the show. About Ahsoka needing to get over that she feels like she failed Anakin.
The funny thing is that hasn't been a focus at all of this series.
But it feels like it should be.
3 episodes in and we barely had it mentioned. She talks about how I turned away from my master, but I think you would want to set it up a little bit more. And I'm not closing the door on it because I think you've made some good points about it and how it could work.
I feel like there is a storyline there and it could be really cool and deeply emotional. I mean, when she says that line, I turned away from Anakin like I turned away from Sabine. Well, she's rectifying what happened with Sabine right now. But she knows she can't fix what happened with Anakin.
Yeah.
Until she smites Clonikin and her guilt explodes out of her and then she has to use the world between worlds in a desperate effort thinking she could save him.
Maybe.
Because she walked away from him and now she's realizing she shouldn't have done that. She needs
what
to
happens if
go
I
back
don't walk
for
away
him.
from him?
Yes.
Yeah, you might be right. That could be
like
subtly setting that up.
Yeah, I think that just having that clone of Anakin, that reminder right then is the fuel we need to move us into I need to rectify the past.
Could be. I don't think that's impossible. I mean, as long as he's called Anakin.
No, Clonikin.
You need that double A. That's how you identify clones.
He's called Marrok. He doesn't know his name was Anakin.
That would be a twist.
Well, why would he know? If I made a clone of you, why would I want to introduce you? Why would I want the clone to know he was a clone and not just his own being?
I mean, it comes down to, would you ever see an image of Anakin Skywalker?
It might be a while. I don't know.
I mean, we know that they're trying to erase all the Jedi. You know, they tried to get rid of all that information. So it's not impossible he's never seen Anakin or really
being
heard
embedded
the name.
in the Empire at the time, definitely.
Yeah. It would be kind of weird to see the clone of Anakin who doesn't know he's a clone of Anakin.
Mm-hmm. Like, even hearing the name Anakin, he wouldn't connect with it.
Yeah.
He would literally have to see a picture and connect it to the name to know that he was a clone.
And we could have 40-year-old Hayden Christensen and it'll make sense.
Perfectly.
Well, that's all we got for you this time. So now it's your turn to take to the comments below and tell us who you think Marrok is. Have any of these comments kind of swayed you one way or the other, or maybe not? Whatever the case may be, leave those comments below. Let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.